Welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. The date is May 18, 2024. So today, this is going to be a bit more of a wordy episode because I want to address something that keeps coming up in our physical class, in our Krav Maga training. Um, I have heard multiple times throughout the years that so and so quit or so and so not coming to class because she doesn't like the grappling part, the groundwork part, the hands-on close quarter combat part, the ground fighting part of the training. And every time that happens, I wish that person would come and speak to me or one of the other instructors about it before just up and quitting or leaving or stuff like that. Because, ladies, yes, this episode is primarily aimed at uh, our female audience, if there's any female audience other than kitten that watch my self-defense video. But, guys, if you have girlfriends and daughters or sisters, anyone you know, any female you know, that's run into the same situation, maybe you can have a talk with them about this too. Okay? Because it is very important to get this message across to our female practitioners. Ladies, I understand. Okay? I totally understand. Why is it you don't want to do ground defense? You don't want to do groundwork. Before I tell you why you should do it, I'm going to give you three common reasons why most of you don't want to do this. And you can let me know if I got it right or not. The three reasons why most female don't want to, don't like to, and just won't do ground fighting, groundwork, part of the self-defense is number one, trigger. Okay? It can be very triggering to have someone on top of you, pinning you down, trying to choke you, or you have to get your leg around someone's body, right? We don't even need to say what this look like. We all know what this look like. Or have someone trying to grab your leg and pin your leg down, and you have to fight your way. Sorry about the rubbing up against the headset. It's going to happen no matter what. That's part of the problem with doing this on video, right? Or getting down on your face and someone is pinning you down, trying to choke you like this. Like, okay, I understand, ladies. I totally understand this. It's very triggering, especially for those of you that had bad experience about this, right? This, this, this part, I totally get it. And unfortunately, this is one of those things where I have to separate what I do with what I know. As a psychology person, I don't want to call myself a psychologist, as a counselor, as a person who's majored in sociology, I understand, right? I understand how traumatic this can be when you got pinned down before and maybe something worse happened to you, and then this we require you to go through the same thing in class. But as the self-defense specialist, I need to tell you blunt and true that if this already happened to you before, this can happen again and again and again. So it doesn't make any sense in the survival context that you say, oh, because this happened to me before, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. What are you going to do when next time this is going to happen? Nothing. What happened to you before? Next time it happened, you don't know how to deal with it because you don't want to practice how to escape it. You don't want to practice how to fight against it. Okay? Because someone choked you before, you don't want to practice how to escape choke in class. That doesn't make any kind of sense on a survival kind of a context. Okay? So all I can tell you is work through that. You need to make yourself work through that. Because next time when this happens, you need to know how to deal with it. Okay? So that's number one, trigger. Number two, phobia. I'm not talking about like, okay, this happened to me before, so I'm scared or stuff like that. I'm talking about phobia of being touched, phobia of being close to another human body, phobia of, well, let's admit it, when the other person is on top of you and like you're sweating and smelly and you're trying to get each other into some really rather sexual positions, a lot of people are phobic about that. Again, I totally understand that because I spent the majority of my martial art career not wanting to do anything on the ground. My reason was a little bit different, but when I first started in pursuing jiu-jitsu and judo and all that stuff, I totally got that panicky feeling like, oh, I don't want to touch. I don't want to touch him. Don't touch me. What? Why are you grabbing me? Like, I got that knee-jerk reaction too. Everyone who get into ground fighting have to conquer that. Again, you need to, in your head, work past that. And the more you practice, the more you'll get past it, right? Because, again, if you have that phobic reaction, then when real things, when things really happen, you won't be able to react. You won't be able to cope with it. Okay? A little fringe benefit I'm going to tell you guys about ground fighting uh, is mental toughness. But actually, I'm going to talk more about that when we talk about reasons why, ladies, you really need to do ground fighting, right? Um, so we have trigger, we have phobia, and number three, the third reason why most women, most ladies don't want to do ground fighting is vanity. Again, I understand this. As a female, a lot of you are very vain about how you look. You want to look cool out there. You want to look cool in class. You show up in your branded clothes and hot short shorts and your hair all done up nice. And you want to throw punches. You want to throw kicks. You want to throw elbows. You want to look graceful. You want to look like someone who's come out of a Wing Chun movie, maybe. But reality never works that way. Okay? You cannot learn self-defense and just expect to punch or kick and always look pristine. When you go to the ground, especially now, when I have long hair like this, when I do ground fighting, I understand. Because when I get off the ground, when I finally conquer my opponent, when I get back on the ground, I'm sweaty, my hair's in my face, hair's everywhere. I feel like I just got mauled by a grizzly bear, even though I won the fight. I feel like I look all ratty and disgusting and like wet hair in my face. So I understand. Okay, I understand that. So those are the three reasons why most ladies hate, do not want to do, won't do ground fighting. Again, any lady watching this, you can let me know if I got it right or not. And here I'm going to give you three reasons why it's vitally important for ladies to do ground fighting, more so than men. A lot of time when I hear our female students quit or not showing up because they don't want to do ground fighting, I just shake my head because this is for you ladies. This is for you guys, not for us. Like, yes, guys need to learn ground fighting too. I'm not saying that guys shouldn't. Not saying that guys don't have to, but we don't need it as much as you guys. Like, this is more beneficial for ladies than for dudes, right? And here are the three reasons why. Number one, you are going to end up in that position a lot more than we do. Okay? Most of the time, when guys get into trouble, it's coming to someone get mad at me and punch me in the face or grab me and shake me, or someone walk up to me and they want me my money. Okay? Usually, it's not until the guy start fighting that we may end up on the ground. As we talked about this before, a lot of time you will end up on the ground, no matter if you want to or not. But ladies, that's different for you guys. Okay, the chance of someone walking up and just punching you is a lot less than we happen to us guys. But you know what? The chance of someone wanting to get you down on the ground and do God knows what, kidnapping, domestic violence, there's a lot of more opportunity for women to end up on the ground, on their back, on their stomach. And that is fact. Okay? Guys and girls, we get attacked differently. Guys usually get punched. Girls usually get taken down, pinned down, and then punched, or other things. Yes, a lot of time when guys get in a fight, you might get taken down for that ground and pound nonsense, but that's just one, probably one of the very few reasons why guys would end up in the ground fighting scenario. But for women, it's just overwhelmingly possible that you will have to fight from the ground, you will have to fight from the bottom. So that's reason number one. The chance of you needing it is a lot more than a guy needing that. Number two, not to put too fine of a point on it, because I know there are strong ladies out there, but most of the time, ladies are not going to be able to muscle their way out of the situation like guys can. I recently have a friend of mine who's a bodybuilder, and his girlfriend, well, ex-girlfriend now, his ex-girlfriend, the bodybuilder too. They've been together for 8 years, and now that they broke up and he's dating other women, last time we got together, he said something that kind of was kind of funny, but sad and true. He said, "Man, Johnny, I've been with the same woman for so long, and she's a bodybuilder, I'm a bodybuilder. I have no idea how soft and squidgy most women are. It's like they don't have any muscles, they don't have any strength." And that is sad but true. Okay, a lot of the time, women, you want to look good, you want to look trim, you don't want to lift a lot of weight, so you don't pack on a lot of muscles. So which means in a self-defense scenario, guys, especially someone like myself, even if I don't know a single bit of ground fighting, I can put up a pretty decent fight for myself, even on the ground, even if I don't know how to do it, right? Like if someone grab me and like take me, we go to the ground, and let's say I don't know what I'm doing. Let's say I put out my arm like this, which is a no-no in any kind of ground maneuver. But let's say I do. I grab him by the neck. I have enough arm strength to probably kill him from here, even though I don't know anything about self-defense. If I get hold of his head, I have enough strength to start twisting and hurt him really bad without needing to know any kind of ground maneuver. Okay, guys, a lot of us, we have that advantage that even when we don't know jujitsu, we can do bull-jitsu. That's what my jiu-jitsu coach used to say. He said, Johnny doesn't do jiu-jitsu. Johnny does bull-jitsu. Just muscle everything. Okay? Ladies usually don't have that advantage. So if you don't know what you are doing on the ground, then you are, I don't want to use that word, okay? Use your imagination. You are something ED, okay, on the ground. And that's not a good place to be. You at least should know enough ground fighting to, when you go to the ground and the person is on top of you, you should at least have enough sass to get your legs up to keep him away from you so you can pull out your knife to defend yourself, right? So that's number two. You don't have, or most of the time, women don't have the bull-jitsu to fall back on. You can't muscle your way out of it. Number three, and this is like a little hidden benefit. Number three, doing groundwork will really help you with your mental toughness more than almost everything else in your training. Like I said, it's triggering, it is disgusting, you might have phobia, all that. Learn to push past all that will change you on a fundamental level. So when you are actually in that position, when some big, sweaty, disgusting guy is on top of you trying to get into your pants, you're not going to freeze up and just not know what to do. Okay? It's very important to have that mental discipline when bad things happen. Now, some people say, well, yeah, but don't guys need that too? Yes, we do. But there's a very different mindset with guys. Okay? If I'm in a fight with a guy and the guy start grabbing me and putting me down to the ground and he's trying to sit on me, I'm not going to, I'm not going to, what you call it? I'm not going to freeze in fear and disgust. Even when I didn't know anything about ground fighting, when this happened, all that does is it pisses me off. Okay? So when someone tried to, like get me some weird sexual position, when I didn't know groundwork, I I just default to get off of me, right? I just start punching, okay? But most ladies don't default to that. Most ladies, when they have a big, heavy, disgusting guy on top of them, or another person on top of them, period, or getting them in some really weird, disgusting position, they freeze, or they start trying to tap out, or they start freaking out, right? So there's a mental difference. With guys, most guys will just get pissed off. Most women will freeze or not know what to do. So those are the three reasons why ground fighting is vitally important for our female practitioners. And by not doing it, you are seriously undercutting your own self-defense training. First reason, the chance of this happen to you is much higher than it's going to happen to a guy. Second reason, You can't muscle your way out of it when it happens. Third reason, good mental toughness conditioning. Thank you for checking out today's episode. I'll be back again tomorrow for another wordy video on Soul Search Sunday. To our Canadian friends, happy Victoria Day long weekend.